And it gives him a riddle. Name the spell to open the duat. But here, duat means space.
Okay, so the test is understanding the new metaphor. The underworld is outer space. Can he bridge that conceptual gap?
And he can. He remembers the per em haru, his answer. Kepera's coil unfolds.
Kepra, the scarab god, rebirth, the rising sun, emergence, linking that to opening a path to the stars. Beautiful.
It shows he gets it, right? He understands the deeper meaning, not just the surface level.
It's knowledge, but knowledge applied with understanding. That's his key.
And the door confirms it. Welcome, scribe, your tongue is true. He speaks the new language, the blend of past and future.
His understanding is validated. He's accepted.
Okay, but before the real journey starts, there's quarantine. Essential for interstellar travel, obviously.
Can't bring earth bugs to Sirius.
But it's not just a sterile white room. It's a translucent chamber woven of shimmering force fields. Very sci-fi.
Sounds visually stunning.
And administering the tests, Isis and Nephis. But they're using nanosensor swabs.
The protectors, the healers, but using advanced medical tech.
Even Nephis's staff isn't just a staff. It's photonic, casting light patterns like constellations. Again, that mix of ritual feel and high-tech.
It elevates the mundane procedure, makes it feel significant, almost sacred, while still being grounded in science. Protecting the destination, Sothis 3.
And then comes the weighing of the heart, the big moment from the Book of the Dead.
Where the heart is weighed against the feather of Ma'at, to see if you're worthy of the afterlife.
Here, as Ani steps onto the bark of night, the ship's AI, maybe Ma'at again, says, "May your heart be light as feather."
The classic line.
But the scale reads 0 because he's in weightlessness. Oh, that's clever. So good. It takes the core concept, lightness, purity, being unburdened, and gives it a literal physical interpretation in the context of space travel. 0G means zero weight. Brilliant.
It really is. So he's aboard, but quarantined initially, in this cell lined with bioluminescent fungi.
Creates a weird, organic, otherworldly vibe, not just sterile metal.
And instead of guards, these wasp-like drones scan him, looking for pathogens.
Wasp drones. Subtle nod to plagues or pests, maybe, keeping the ship pure.
Could be. And then Isis appears as a hologram. Her necklace, the manat, usually for protection. Here it's a neural interface.
Ancient symbol, future tech function, consistent theme.
And her message is a bit ominous. She says, your blood is clean, which is good, but then adds, but the void demands more. Prepare your heart.
Ah, so it's not just about physical purity. There are deeper trials coming. Psychological.
Emotional.
Exactly what it hints at. Which leads to the next trial, the 0G trial, the new weighing of the heart.
Okay, how does that work?
Ani's floating in the ship's core, facing Mott's hologram again. No literal scales this time.
Right, because weight is meaningless.
So Mott monitors his vitals, heart rate, stress levels. Her judgment is data-driven. Heart rate stable, fear 12%, acceptable.
Wow. Quantifying worthiness.
And then she says, in 0G, doubt is weight. Yours is light.
Powerful metaphor. Mental fortitude. Psychological balance. That's the real measure of lightness needed for the void. Doubt, fear, instability, those become tangible burdens out there.
It perfectly translates that ancient spiritual test into a practical necessity for space travel. You need to be psychologically sound.
Absolutely. It's not about sin, it's about stability.
Okay, so Ani's passed the initial test. Now the main event. The 12 gates of physics.
That's impressive.
And Voth, who is now the ship's AI, remember, makes it explicit. The gates are thresholds of physics, not faith.
There it is, setting the rules. This is a scientific journey mapped onto that ancient structure of the duet's gates.
Exactly. Each gate is a real interstellar challenge, echoing a stage from the Per Em Heru. First gate, gate of departure. Simple enough, escaping Earth's gravity.
Makes sense. The first step.
Gate 2, gate of solar flame. This is a solar slingshot maneuver. Diving close to the sun, hull temps hit 5,000 Kelvin.
Risky, but a known concept for gaining speed.
And the narrative injects drama. Someone yells, "Hold on, we're diving toward Ray's heart," and you see warning hieroglyphs. Beware the devourer of souls.
Love that. Melding the technical danger with the mythological threat. Ray's fiery heart, the soul devourer, Imit. It makes the physics intense, visceral.
Then, gate of swallowing sand, traversing the asteroid belt. They use laser grinders to clear the path.
Asteroids is sand. Nice imagery.
Gate of unseeing. That's navigating Jupiter's massive radiation fields. Invisible danger. Their shields apparently hum the hymn to Amun for protection.
Shields resonating with the hymn. Again, that blend. Using sound or frequency, perhaps, framed mythologically.
Gate of the celestial river. Entering the heliosphere's edge. deep space where stars start to blur from velocity, maybe.
Entering the true interstellar river.
Gate of knives. Surviving a cosmic ray storm. High-energy particles like knives. The crew has to shelter in shielded sarcophagi.
Sarcophagi for protection. Literalizing the journey through death danger to safety. Each gate is a specific hazard, cloaked in myth.
Gate of mist. Navigating the Oort cloud. That vast, icy, misty region way out there. They use Shabti scout drones for mapping.
Shabtis were funerary figures meant to do work for the deceased in the afterlife. So here, robotic Shabtis work for the crew in the afterlife of deep space. Clever.
Nearing Sirius, they use a photon sail to break against the star's solar wind, using light pressure for rebirth into the new system.
Deceleration as a form of rebirth. Makes sense.
Gate of Two Horizons. Sirius is a binary system, right? So this involves complex gravity maneuvers, a dance between the two stars, the navigation AI chance equations.
Like a ritual chant, but it's physics calculations guiding them through the binary gravitational field.
And finally, Gate of Union. Docking with the destination, Sothis 3. The sound of hissing docking clamps seals their arrival.
The final threshold crossed. Union achieved. What a journey through those gates. A real gauntlet of cosmic physics.
It really paints interstellar travel as this series of immense challenges, not just point and shoot. And framing it with the gates gives it structure and resonance.
Definitely. It makes the science part of an epic narrative.
Now, we also get more on the crew. The crew reborn, the text calls them, linked directly to the gods. Mekaat, the AI, runs on ethical algorithms, her motto, balance is law.
The ship's conscience, basically, based on truth and order.
Isis is the chief medic, uses CRISPR, grows custom organs. The healer, updated.
Advanced biotech in her domain. Fits perfectly.
Nifthys is security, has a kinetic staff called Sekhem, which means power.
The protector, wielding literal power. Again, a direct translation of the role.
And Anubis, he's the cryogenics chief, wears a jackal-themed respirator, apparently. He sees the cryopods, the sarcophagi, as a womb.
Not just storage, but a place of waiting for rebirth.
And he reassures them, you will sleep, you will not die. Captures that cryo-sleep idea perfectly through the lens of Anubis, guide of the dead, but also preserver.
It maps so well. Each god brings their traditional domain into a futuristic, technological role.
Before the long sleep to Sirius, there's the cryosleep ritual. Anubis seals Ani in his pod. It's etched with anti-ice fractals, another tech detail.
Combining ritual action with scientific necessity.
And Anubis's farewell. Breathe the sleep of Osiris.
Wow. Directly invoking Osiris, the god of death and resurrection. Framing cryosleep as that transformative journey. It's poignant.
Decades pass, and he awakens on Sothis 3, which is a terraformed moon orbiting Sirius.
So they made it.
Yeah. And the description smells of ozone, alien soil, but also papyrus forest.
Papyrus on a moon of Sirius. That's unexpected. A direct link back.
It is. And then Ma'at, the AI hologram, appears and delivers the big reveal. She says, the field of reeds is a lie made real. We built it here. Welcome.
Oh, okay. The field of reeds, the Egyptian paradise afterlife.
Is something they constructed on this moon. It wasn't waiting for them. They made their paradise.
That's a massive shift. The afterlife isn't divine, it's engineered. Achieved through effort and technology, not granted by gods. It's a powerful statement about human potential. Or Netjuru potential, I guess.
It really reframes everything. And the story concludes with Ani's experience transforming the Per-Em-Haru. It becomes a new text, a galactic primer, a guide for this new reality.
The ancient wisdom, updated by lived experience.
And his final thought just sums it all up. The gods were engineers. The afterlife is a planet, and the only magic is light speed. Per-Em-Haru.
Boom. There's the thesis. Myth explained by science. The supernatural becomes achievable technology. Afterlife becomes colonization. Magic becomes physics.
It's such a complete and honestly elegant reinterpretation.
It really is. And the source material, as you mentioned, touches on real science concepts like the solar slingshots, which adds that layer of, well, maybe.
Right. It grounds the speculation just enough. It's not pure fantasy. It's sci-fi rooted in extrapolating known principles, then wrapping them in this incredible mythological framework.
Exactly. It makes you, the listener, think about how we might actually achieve such things, even while enjoying the mythological resonance.